feel so unbearably happy. Happy and whole. I can't even remember what we saw at the theater tonight. I just sat there and felt the crowd all around me. And I kept thinking how wonderful it was to be with people again, to be out and alive. Oh, darling, come on, dance with me.
Oh, no, it's way past your bedtime.
Oh, please.
Absolutely not. You've had quite enough excitement for your first night out. You've got to give that heart of yours a chance to keep up with your feet, you know. Come on, get ready for bed.
Oh, but you promised champagne in front of the fire before we went to bed.
You never forget anything, do you?
I asked Lydia to put a bottle on ice before we went out.
You could charm the birds right out of the trees. I'll get it.
No, just like old times. I'll go down and get the champagne, and you light the fire. Hmm?
All right, but take it easy on those stairs.
I already got up them once tonight by myself. Thank you.
Discovering your own coffin and a wreath inscribed, "To my dear wife, rest in peace." Now then, would you believe your eyes? Or would you think perhaps that you actually caught some glimpse into the future? Or perhaps you might suspect some grisly plot against your sanity? Now please, no snap judgments. You might be right. And then there'd be no need for you to suffer through the frightening ordeal as time runs out for Mildred Beaumont, played by Judith Evelyn, her husband Eric, played by Tom Helmore, and her young sister Lydia, as played by Adele Mara. What's that? You think you have the answer? Oh, don't be too sure. Because I warn you, as sure as my name is Boris Karloff, you're in for a terrifying surprise. And if you're tempted to scream, just sit back and follow this advice.
She's coming out of it. Mildred, what's wrong?
Where is it? Where is it?
Darling, what are you looking for?
A wreath was in front of it, and an organ was playing a requiem. I saw it.
Mildred, stop it.
It was horrible. My own coffin.
Nonsense. Look around you. There's no coffin here.
But I saw it.
You're overtired. You must have imagined it.
No, it was real. You don't believe me because you don't want to believe me.
Mildred.
Eric, what's wrong with her?
Don't ask questions. Go and phone for Dr. Harris, quick.
All right.
No. Let go of me. It was real. Somebody's trying to play a horrible trick.
Listen to me. There's no coffin here, no wreath. Nothing but what you see. Do you understand?
Oh, Eric, help me.
There,
help me.
Of course I will. Come on. There. Feeling better, darling? No temperature, that's a good sign. You hungry? Well, the doctor expected that. Here, take 2 of these. Oh, darling, you must take them. The doctor left strict orders.
Doctor? What doctor?
Bartoli. Your Dr. Harris is away. Bartoli is looking after his patients. You had quite a session with him last night. I was very impressed with him.
Morning. How's the patient?
She won't take her medicine.
Don't blame her. Who wants pills on an empty stomach? Coffee's what she needs. You look like you could use some, too. Sat up all night. Wouldn't leave your side. The dear, loving lamb. Excuse me. Pop your pillows a bit. There. Here you are, dear.
Thank you, Lydia.
Well, you certainly gave us a scare last night. For a minute there, you actually had me believing you saw your own funeral.
Lydia!
What?
We won't discuss last night. At least until she's stronger. Doctor doesn't want her even to think about it.
But I want to discuss it, Eric. Now.
Well, if you ask me, I think that doctor's making a big mystery out of nothing.
I said we won't discuss it, Lydia.
She's not a child. She can face a simple fact. There's nothing so mysterious about what she saw last night. Listen, Mildred, I was against you going out so soon. You were overtired when you came home, and then you went downstairs in the dark. Well, I'm not surprised you had a nightmare. This house is frightening enough in the daytime, but at night it's... Darling, when you're better, I wish you'd get rid of it. You know we can't keep any help. It's so big.
Have you quite finished?
For now. I'll bring your breakfast up in a few minutes, dear.
I'm sorry, darling. I don't mean to quarrel with Lydia, especially at a time like this. I only want what's best for you. So does she, I suppose. It's just that we can't seem to get together, that's all.
Eric, supposing I told you that I don't remember your Dr. Bartoli, would you think I was going out of my mind?
So that's why you're misbehaving this morning.
You haven't answered my question.
I'd say it's perfectly normal. You were in shock when he got here last night. He gave you a sedative before he left. It's not surprising you don't remember much about it.
I don't remember anything about it.
Well, there's still nothing to be alarmed about. You simply buried a very frightening memory in your subconscious. It'll come to the surface eventually.
I remember the frightening part. I remember the coffin. And I remember my funeral wreath. It's the doctor. I just can't remember him.
Darling, I've just told you why.
Eric, did the doctor say?
Well, darling, your heart hasn't improved the way we hoped it would. But that doesn't mean that it won't. With rest and quiet, you've every chance of a complete recovery.
I'm not worried about my heart. It's what happened in the drawing room that puzzles me. I know I saw a coffin. I know I saw a funeral wreath. And I did hear music.
Mildred, you must get hold of yourself. I can't seem to convince you that it's all in your mind. When the doctor comes this afternoon, you talk to him. I'm sure he will. Now, come on, drink your coffee. You know, I could use some of that myself. I'll be right back.
Hungry? Now, don't commit yourself until you see the surprise I have for you. There. Champagne.
Champagne?
Oh, what's the matter, dear? I thought you loved it.
For breakfast?
Breakfast? It's 7 o'clock, supper time. Oh, dear, look for yourself. Mildred. Please. Please, dear.
I meant these to be on your tray. Well, what's going on?
I don't know.
Mildred, what is it? Mildred, answer me.
She said something about champagne for breakfast.
That's not true.
Darling, I heard you.
Not the way you're saying it, as though I thought it was breakfast time, as though I'd forgotten the whole day.
Of course you haven't forgotten the whole day. Whatever put such a ridiculous idea into your head?
Mildred, it's one thing to forget the doctor last night. You were terribly upset. But this afternoon... Well, don't you remember the visit?
Leave her alone. Of course she remembers. There's no reason why she shouldn't. She hasn't had any sedation today.
Then let her say it.
Stop badgering her. You do remember, don't you, darling?
Yeah.
Don't ever scare me like that again. You're just as sane as I am.
Lydia!
I'm sorry. She is my sister. And I was only trying to help.
Come on, darling, you must eat something.
I'm not hungry, really.
Well, Mildred, you've got to keep up your strength. There, now, doesn't that look good?
Please take it away. I just can't eat anything now.
All right, darling, I won't force you.
Eric, Dr. Bartoli wants to speak to you.
All right. I'll take it in the hall. All right, nurse. Put Dr. Bartoli on.
Mr. Beaumont?
Yes, doctor.
Just checking before I leave my office. How is she?
Well, I'm not certain, but I think she's had another memory lapse.
I see. Well, if it occurs again, phone me immediately.
But, Doctor, if she continues to have these mental blocks, what can we do?
It's difficult to say. She'd have to be institutionalized for advanced treatment. She may snap right out of this and never have a recurrence. As I explained to her this afternoon, everything depends on how she cooperates.
I see. Well, thank you, Doctor. Goodbye. Mildred, what's wrong?
Darling, forgive me for the horrible things I've been thinking.
Darling, what horrible things?
Eric. Oh, Eric.
There. You're going to be fine. Just fine.
Darling.
Now, you know you're not supposed to leave your room. You're not strong enough yet.
Oh, please, don't send me back. It's only for a little while.
All right, dear.
Lydia says you're leaving this morning. Another business trip?
That's right.
How long will you be gone?
A week.
If something happens.
No, nothing will. Lydia knows where I'll be.
But I'll miss you so. I'll be bored to death.
Oh, no, you won't. I'm having a piano put up in your room. You can start playing again. I've already discussed it with the doctor. You've made splendid progress in the last 10 days. He thinks it'll be very good therapy for you.
Can't I work in the drawing room?
Darling, he doesn't want you to go in the drawing room until you're completely well.
Why?
Well, you wouldn't want to put yourself through another ordeal, would you?
Do you think it might happen again?
I don't think so, but why take chances? Now, promise me you won't go in that room until you're well. Promise? Good. Now, you better attend to these. I've gone over all the bills and written all the checks. All they need is your signature. I must go pack a bag.
I was just going upstairs with these. I see you broke out of your cell.
Yes, I came down to see Eric.
If you ask me, which you haven't, you're begging for trouble.
Trouble?
Making him come to you for every nickel.
Oh, we've always had this arrangement.
When you were a big star on the concert circuit and Eric was managing you, that was one thing. But you married the boy with all my worldly goods at the endow, remember? I think that ought to work both ways.
But Eric never mentioned it.
Every time he chases out of here after another pathetic little rainbow, you're that much closer to losing him.
I can't believe it.
Mildred, you know how I feel about Eric. But you're in love with the man. And if you want to keep him, cut your bank book down the middle. Give him half, outright. No strings attached.
But he'd never allow it. You know how proud he is.
So you save his precious pride. Don't give him a chance to allow or disallow. Simply call your lawyer and do it. Well, look who's home.